Alright, so the video number 3 in the row. But if you guys haven't watched the previous 2 videos, RTR exam, what to do, what not to do, I've done about like the cost of CPL, a very highly requested video, a lot of questions about how much does it cost. So I made a video on that, a detailed video on that. For now, let's see what mistakes have I done in my CPL training and how could you easily avoid it. एक सबसे बड़ी गलती है, I would say, look out for the seasons, the weather, the place that you are in, right? If you're going to Florida, 365 days of sunny days is a big myth. It is not true. Although you might have sun and sunny days throughout in Florida, that would be for people that are relaxing at the beach. It's not for aviators, it's not for pilots. For pilots, you would still have to consider the cloud ceilings, the layer of clouds, and what your school allows, what your school doesn't allow, the scattered clouds and layer, and how high are they, and are you allowed to go your personal minimas and PQ cards and stuff like that. A lot of stuff is involved in it. You will not be flying every day, even in Florida. Be sure to have about a month and a half or 2 off due to hurricanes and stuff like that here and there, not continuously, but about, let's say, 2 weeks is gone in a hurricane and then it's recovering, and then again a hurricane hits and 2 weeks more is gone. So roughly about a month and a half or 2 will be gone here and there in your training due to weather. Make sure you have an instructor continuously with you. Can't really promise that instructors quit. Sometimes they stay, they don't, and that is something that nobody can promise really. But you would be lucky if you have a stable instructor, right? You can get it done in about 10 months or maybe 12 months. Make sure to talk to your school about the instructor and make sure you have a stable instructor. And if possible, do take an email or something in written from the school stating that you would have a stable instructor and you would not have any days off due to an instructor issue. And number 2, make sure your school has a maintenance hangar in there with their campus, because it is super important. The aircrafts that you guys will be flying, we flew, everybody flies, are not young. They are super old. Sometimes the aircrafts are as old as 40 to 45 years. The 152s that were last produced were somewhere in the 90s, so they are definitely over 25-30 years old, because if something happens, it wouldn't take months to come back, right? Probably like a week or so, even for the 100-hour inspections and stuff like that, right? So that's the second one. Third one, choose a school that is in a smaller municipal airport, like our school. It was in Ormond Beach, Florida, which was a wonderful location to train, right? Everything was really, really good. You would get exposure to, flight levels and all the airspaces. There's a Daytona airspace above, so how to be cautious of it and a lot of other things. It is at a very sweet spot. So do go for it. Make sure you have a control tower. Even Flagler Airport right next to us is also, I would say, is a good location, right? Because they also have a control tower. So make sure you guys have a control tower. You guys have all the approaches like RNAV approaches, ILS approaches. Maybe not ILS, smaller airports will not have ILS approaches, right? But something that's nearby. So for us, Daytona was close by for ILS approach. So that was like a big save. So we didn't have to travel half an hour just to find an ILS approach to practice. That would like increase your flight time, right? And make sure it's a less busy airport so you guys don't waste as much time in taxiing. So you guys are saving hours over there too. Remember, the more flying hours on your logbook does not really say you're a bad pilot. It could be taxi time, it could be travel time. Maybe you're going to a different city just to practice a different approach. That would increase your times. Yeah, those certain things you have to be cautious about. The biggest issue that I have faced is losing my morale, which is not really recommended. There was a time in my instrument training where, it was messy. It was very messy. Partially my fault, some of my instructors' fault, and all of this. I was not very compatible with my instructor. We had some rift going on. So the mental state was not really super cool. My instrument training, I had done everything well. It's just the landing. If I had just touched it down and taken it back to the parking, I would have cleared my instrument check, right? Just that much. That the last 5 minutes of my flight, 95% of the flight was wonderfully well. It's only this, the winds were bad. I had a tailwind when I was landing, so instead of like stopping, I had to go around after shooting an approach, which is not allowed. It was a fail, and the examiner was nice enough. He said, I'll come back for you. Just do the landing and I'll clear you this time. So I prepared well. I was not very comfortable with my instructor that I was with, so I had to like switch an instructor. So he had to get used to, my style of flying, is to understand me, gain some confidence. So that was like a couple of extra flying hours. And because now that I failed, I had to fly more, even more than what I should have. Uh, so very, very, very bad time, I would say. And all of this, my check ride time, the duration after I failed before I could retake a check was about 2 months. And after that, I had to redo the entire check, the oral examination, the flying, and everything included, 100% of it. Whereas now I should have only done like 3% of it, because oral examination is done, the rest of the flight is done, only like the last landing part. So, and then the hurricane hit, right? So that was a very bad moment for me, because I had about a week left for the expiry, and after a week I should have redone everything. लेकिन फॉर्चुनेटली हरिकेन थोड़ा कम हुआ है और स्कूल ओपन हुआ है फिर से एक दो दिन के बाद. फिर एग्जामिनर आया था मेरे लिए स्पेसिफिकली. ही वाज रियली काइंड इनफ टू डू दैट. सो आज मेरी एक्सपायरी थी, कल मेरी एक्सपायरी होगी, तो आज वो आया था. और आज विंड्स बहुत खराब थे, but I had to make a decision. I had to go. This is a story for some other time. I would definitely speak about the stories that we had in that like a whole different concept. Right. Some other time I'll definitely make sure to mention this. But what happened was I went on a flight. I had to like had this crazy crab while I was coming down, because I had a crosswind for about like 30 knots. So अगर जो भी pilots हैं उनको पता हो कितना खराब है वो एक 172 G1000 के लिए. I was above, so I had to crab very extensively. While I came down, it kind of reduced to about like 18 knots of wind and about like 7, 8 knots of crosswind or something like that, which was okayish. I had still had like a slightly hard, rough landing, but the examiner was okay. She was happy with it. It was like, okay, it was safer, although it was slightly hard, but I'm clearing you this time. So that period until this moment happened, because the hurricane was for about a week, and the whole week I was in extreme depressive state, because I was constantly overthinking about redoing the entire check. I have to study again, I have to answer the questions, and then I have to go on a flight, and something could go wrong then, and if I fail again, and if the weather is bad, and a lot of million things, right? So do not do that, because that will impact your performance. I had very bad sleep in that period. It was a very rough, stressful time, so my mental state was not very well in that sense. So please do not do that. It's very easy to perform badly because you do not have the right state of mind, right? Do not hate everything. Do not try to complain, hate, and just blame the school or anybody else for anything. That will only ruin your mental peace. Remember, whatever is happening, there is your hand in it too, right? There you are partially also a reason to do that, and I say this to myself all the time, so I do not like just take the stress of blaming others. Do not blame anything, not the aircraft, not the school, not the instructor, not even yourself completely, but then do understand that you are also a part of a problem that you are going through, right? It could be your mental state, it could be your thought process, it could be your performance, it could be how you deal with issues, and a lot of other things. You might see people finding their ways to get things done quickly. You call it politics or whatever it is, but see, the point is, if you're not able to do it, do not overthink it, right? If you're able to do it, good for you, go for it, that's up to you. But do not look at people that are doing it and just feel bad for it, because that will only ruin your mental peace. I was the person who was not able to do that, but I also keep telling myself not to crib about it, right? So that's something. These are things that might be very silly, but these are something that would be very, very effective once you go there. You would realize living there, being in the shoes of a student pilot is not easy. So just make sure of these couple of things, and I'm sure you will have like a very smooth training. And even if there's a slight delay in the training, weather or whatever it is, examiner, blah blah blah, enjoy your training there. Once you come back, you're going to regret not spending enough quality time there. Trust me, all my friends say this. I believe it. So I should have been, more playful, more fun there, instead of like just cribbing about how long is it going to take, how long before I go home, when am I going home, what is this delay, what is that, and all of that. So stop cribbing. You're going to ruin your experience there. Just enjoy heartfully everything, whatever you do there. Once you come back, you're definitely going to miss it. So yeah, a lot of that stuff. But if you're planning to do your training in 152, just stick to it. If you upgrade it, the costs are going to go up, which I've spoke about in the previous video. So do check it out too for the costs of CPL and everything else. But yeah, these are something that I wanted to like share with you guys, so you guys don't make the same mistakes as I did. And yeah, just enjoy your training. If there's anything, if there's anything that you guys wanted to know or check, just drop comments, in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. But do not forget to subscribe, guys, because a lot of people that are watching the videos have not subscribed. I was very surprised. I do not really check the statistics too much, but when I was going through, I had this 10,000 views, 13,000 views, 8,000 views. I was quite surprised by the view count. Thank you so much for that. But also, it would be nicer if that reflects into the subscribe option, because when I look at an account and I see lower subscriber count, I would probably not open a video myself, and I know how it would be. So for if you think my content is kind of helpful, or it's fun to watch, or whatever it is, and if you guys are enjoying it, do subscribe, so people also know that it's kind of like a good content. They would also come in, tune into this, and they would also probably have like a good experience, hopefully. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe to the channel before you leave. I'll see you guys in the next one.